Hey Flower City Yoga community, this is Nora here on Monday, March 16th, and I have been spending today trying to find time for my own practice and also find space to share a practice with you all, and somehow that time keeps getting interrupted by life things and toddler things. So I'm gonna just give us kind of a quick 15 to 20 minute practice. Hopefully we can get through that today, because I am imagining that a lot of you are home with extra people that need you, and finding time for yourself may be a little bit hard in the midst of everything that's going on right now. But it's also really, really important because of everything that's going on right now. So I don't know if you are like me, but I definitely have been feeling a little less connected to myself, a little bit more worried about those that I love, which is bound to happen. But today's practice is just going to be about kind of bringing that love back to yourself and just kind of breathing through all of this unknown and all of this chaos that we may be feeling at this time. So gonna just start in a nice seated position. If you have a blanket or a bolster or a block at home, I do recommend kind of sitting up, propping the hips up, taking a little pressure off the low back to start. We can close our eyes or just soften our gaze, whatever feels comfortable for you here. And then just start to tune into your breath. So we're not gonna do anything to change the breath quite yet. Just kind of noticing that natural rhythm. Feeling your inhale and your exhale. Starting to root down through the sit bones, through the tailbone, the pelvis. Finding your sense of foundation. Finding your ground and your center. So even when, or especially when, the outside world is spinning so fast around us, it's that much more important to take these moments of pause, to find that peace and that love within us. On our next inhale, we're going to reach the hands up towards the sky, starting to feel that expansion through the lungs, through our side bodies. Exhaling as we slowly bring the hands back down. We're going to do that a few times here, just kind of feeling that movement through our shoulders. Letting ourselves again connect with our bodies, with our breath. And then the next exhale we take, bringing our hands behind our backs, either interlacing our fingers here or taking the hands flat on the mat, fingers pointed forward. Wherever we are, we want to feel that nice lift, that openness through our heart. So that place where we give and we receive love. Knowing that sometimes fear and stress can kind of inhibit the energy. Maybe let the energy kind of get stuck in different parts of our body. But today we're going to really open up through the heart center, feeling that energy freely flowing here. Exhaling as we release, nice and slow. We're going to come onto our hands and knees, bringing that movement into our backs, moving into our cat and our cow. So spreading the fingers nice and wide. We're rotating through the shoulders so the elbow creases are facing forward. Knees are coming right under the hips. And then as we exhale, we're rounding our back, hugging the belly in, tucking our chin, coming into cat. On our inhale, slowly moving into our cow, tilting the tailbone back, drawing our chest forward and up. So I want you to really challenge yourself here. If you think that you're going slow, go even slower. Really articulating that movement through the spine, the pelvis, our chest. We'll do one more cat and one more cow. And when we come back into our neutral spine, we're going to walk the hands forward here slightly. So the wrists are coming in front of the shoulders. Knees, we're going to take a little wider here. And then adding another little movement as we exhale, we're going to sit back into child's towards our hips, or towards our heels. And then on the inhale, we're going to slowly slide it forward into that kneeling plank. Shoulders are coming above our wrist, and our hips are in front of the knees here. Engaging our core, really feeling that strength from the center of our body. Time that we exhale and press back, we're going to hold that child's pose just for a few moments. Let the forehead come down onto our mat or onto our block, or maybe we stack our fists one on top of the other. So we just want to let our head rest somewhere. Feeling that release and that softness through the neck. When you feel ready, slowly beginning your transition into down dog. Spreading the fingers wide, feeling that lift of our forearms from the mat. Tucking the toes and then drawing the hips up the tailbone back. And so reminding ourselves that our legs are kind of like the least important part of this pose. The whole purpose of this pose is to bring that length and that extension in our spine. So maybe in order to do that, we have to take a little bend in our knees, really hug the belly back towards our quads. Maybe we start to pedal the heels, kind of rock through the neck or the hips. And whatever little movements feel good for you today. As we inhale, we're going to take that right foot up towards the sky. Press the heel back. Hips are staying nice and square. Shoulders are strong. Maybe we wiggle the toes or roll out through the ankle. As we exhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards our chest, foot towards our hands, coming into our low lunge. Just kind of square off through the hips here, root down through the feet. Once again, feeling that engagement, kind of drawing the belly button in towards our spine. And as we inhale, we're going to slowly rise to our crescent lunge. Feeling that openness through our chest, that expansion in our love. Maybe we can kind of imagine our love as like a light kind of shining out from us to all those people around us. Even if we can't be next to each other, we can still energetically feel each other. And as we exhale, we're going to start to hinge forward and straighten that front leg, slowly coming into pyramid. Stepping that left foot forward just slightly so our heel can root down to the mat. Once again, squaring off the hips. And then just going as low as it feels comfortable here. Feeling the weight of our head, feeling that release through the neck. We could stay right here, or if we want a little more challenge today, we could slowly start to come into our standing split. Stabilizing through that right leg. Maybe we want to challenge our balance a little more here. We could walk the hands over towards that right foot, or maybe take one hand or both hands to that right ankle. And knowing that wobbling is okay, kind of coming out of that pose is okay. Just honoring wherever you are today. If you wobble, you can come back into it. Yes, babe. Slowly starting to step back into that lunge.
Something.
Can you give me 5 minutes, bud?
Wait, something.
Yes. Do you see it right there? And again, this is what our home practice looks like. As we breathe out, we're going to step it back to plank. Shoulders coming right above our wrist. Heels are drawing back. Core is nice and strong. On the next exhale, lowering all the way down. Inhaling to a little baby cobra, drawing the chest forward, rooting down through the low body. Exhaling as we press it back up to down dog. And on the inhale, we're going to lift that left foot. Extend out through the heel. As we exhale, stepping that forward nice and slow. And squaring it off here. You know where we're going on this side. On the inhale, reaching up. Feeling that expansion, that space that we're creating. That space that we occupy here. On the next exhale, slowly taking that transition, hinging forward, straightening that front leg. Stepping the right foot forward so we root down through both heels. Connecting with your foundation. And again, on the inhale, we can lift that right leg, finding that balance and that stability through the left side. And maybe it feels a little different than the right side. Feeling that connection, building that awareness within your own body. And then just going where you want to go here. Again, maybe we work on that balance by taking the hands to that left foot. Maybe we feel comfortable kind of rooting down through the fingertips here, through the blocks. As we exhale, we're going to softly and slowly take that right foot back to our lunge. Squaring it off. When you feel ready, taking an exhale and stepping back to down to our plank. Maybe just kind of wiggling it out here. Again, feeling that strength. Feeling your center here. Exhaling as we lower down. Inhaling to Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down dog. Taking a full breath in, and on the next exhale, we're going to slowly walk the feet forward. Feeling each step as we take that journey towards the front edge of our mat. Feet could come a little wider here. Hands can come to our elbows. Letting the upper body be soft and just gently swaying into our ragdoll. Letting go. And coming back to the center. We're going to add a little squat flow here. So I'm a big fan of squats. Opening up through our hips, strengthening the muscles supporting our pelvis. On the next exhale, we're going to gently lower down. Feet are staying nice and wide, sinking our weight towards our heels. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift and squeeze back up. So again, we're taking it nice and slow. There's no need to rush here. The slower we go, the more strength we're building, the less momentum we're using. And maybe the more information we can gather from our own bodies. We'll do one more here. When we come back up, we're going to gently heel toe the feet back in so they're hip distance apart. Pressing down through the feet, softening the knees, inhaling as we reach up towards the sky, growing nice and tall, opening up. Exhaling as we release and fold. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling as we fold, stepping back to plank. Taking a big breath in, and then as we exhale, we're going to gently lower back down. Coming into the back bend of your choice. And feeling that openness through the heart center. Exhaling as we press back to down dog. And on our next exhale, we're going to bring the knees softly back down. Find your way into child's pose. Retreating back into yourself. Really curling up. Whenever you're ready, we're going to slowly start to come back up. So again, this is a place where we can really take a lot of extra time in child's pose, knowing that we're a little bit short on time and might be experiencing some interruptions like I just had. Sometimes that's a place where we skip, but if you have a lot of extra time or just even a little more time, take it in child's pose. Just let yourself kind of turn in physically, emotionally, mentally. But if you're short on time today like I am, we're gonna just slowly come up to seated. Take the feet forward and then gently roll back on our exhale. So again, taking this as slow as we can. We want to engage that core as we slowly release. Feet are gonna stay rooted and then gently bringing the spine all the way down to the mat. Head is gonna be the last part to come down. And then bringing the ankles right under the knees, spreading the toes wide. We're gonna set up for a little bridge flow here. Again, opening up through the chest, creating a little back bend. Inhaling as we rise. And exhaling as we roll each vertebrae back down to the mat. Keeping that cervical spine nice and long. So with our head still on the mat, we're tucking the chin here. And just kind of flowing through this movement with our breath. We'll do one more here. Again, if you have a little extra time today and you want to hold that bridge pose, maybe taking that option of sliding the shoulders underneath, drawing the palms towards one another. Or maybe we take an option of bringing a block underneath the sacrum for a little supported bridge pose. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to gently bring it back down to the earth. When our tailbone comes down, hugging the knees in towards our chest. Maybe rocking side to side. Maybe adding a little happy baby pose here. We can take the palms of our hands to the soles of our feet. Bringing the knees back together, giving yourself that little squeeze. We could take a twist here, bringing the arms out to the T, reaching out through the fingertips, and then softly and slowly taking the knees to the right and looking towards the left. Still anchoring down through that left shoulder. Breathing deeply into this twist. So as we inhale, maybe we feel a little more expansion. And as we exhale, maybe sinking a little more into this pose. And as we inhale, we're going to bring the knees back to the center. And then on the exhale, taking that twist to the other side. Twists are a great place for us to really let go. Physically, twists are cleansing our bodies, releasing toxins, releasing stress, kind of wringing out our organs. As we breathe in, we're going to bring it back to the center. Add a little movement here. Maybe this time drawing circles with the knees. Going both directions. Giving yourself, again, whatever it is that you need here. And then when you're ready, making your way into Shavasana. So Shavasana is also a place when we're kind of crunched for time. I know I'm guilty of this, that I might skip or shorten. But really this is the place where our whole practice comes into play or takes action. So all of our movements, our poses, the whole purpose here was preparing our bodies and our minds for this final pose. This place of rest. This place of relaxation and restoration. But sometimes this can be the most challenging pose. Sometimes when we actually let our bodies be still, our minds can start to pick back up again, especially when we're doing a home practice. Our minds might pull back to kind of making dinner, finishing the laundry, playing with our kids, whatever it might be, really fighting that urge here. Bringing your focus back into your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Giving yourself permission to shut out the outside world just for a few moments. Knowing that it can all wait. And just letting that sense of peace wash over you here. Taking as long as you need. And when you feel ready, starting to wiggle the toes, wiggle our fingers, maybe rock our head side to side on the mat. And then just taking a few more moments of pause right here as we lay on the ground, receiving the benefits the earth has to offer. Once again, connecting with this sense of groundedness, connecting with your center. And when you feel ready, we're just going to gently roll onto one side, really curling up into yourself. And then gently rising as we inhale, taking your time. Again, there's no rush here. And before we move back into the rest of our day, back into our lives, just taking a few more moments of pause. Holding on to this beautiful connection from within. Feeling your strength, your resilience, feeling your love and peace. And as we start to take our practice off our mats and back into our lives, allowing yourself today to hold on to that connection from within. Yoga is that practice that teaches us to kind of have one eye turning inward and one eye turning outward. So as we move back in to taking care of others within our lives, starting first with yourself. So every decision, every action that you make, checking in with yourself first. As we inhale, reaching our hands up towards the sky. Exhaling our hands back down to our heart. The light in me honors the light in you. From my home to yours, thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope that someday soon we will practice and connect again in person. Until then, I will continue to post some videos and content for us to practice together in this way. I wish you much health and love. Namaste.